What's up, welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to be showing you the reason or reasons why you keep on blowing your account. Right, so without further ado, let's pull up the slides. There we go. All right, so slide number one. The number one reason why you are basically blowing your account is because you are essentially full porting every single freaking trade. Now, I mean, there are pros and cons to this, right? We could take a look at the first one. The first con is, I mean, obviously self-explanatory. You can make a lot of money with this. And you could actually see on this picture right over here, this guy threw 10 contracts on the table and he made $2,300, right? I'll tell you one thing, that is not normal, right? That's a lot of risk he's throwing on. And yeah, man, I mean, like, just as I mean, I don't know where his stop limit was, to be honest with you. I don't even see one. But just as you can make a lot of money, you could also lose it in matter of seconds, bro. In the matter of seconds. So yeah, I mean, sure, you can make a lot of money, but there's a huge risk to that, right? Number two, another pro is, I mean, you can pass your combine quicker. Now, I know there's some prop firms that don't really accept that. They have, like, for example, Top Step. I know I have it right here. Top Step has a rule where you have to be or you have to basically pass a combine with let's say, your highest day is 50%. I don't know, it's a 50% rule, honestly. But you can't keep on making, or you can't make like about $6,000 off the rip to pass your account, right? Like, no. Top Step is not going to allow that, and to be honest with you, that is very unsustainable. Very unsustainable, because as you see here in the example, just as this guy made 2,300, he lost 3,200 the next day. I mean, you can't really rely on that strategy of just full porting, because you can lose a lot of money, and honestly, you could just be in an emotional roller coaster every single day, and you're not going to be, solid. You're not going to be calm. You're just always going to be worrying because you're seeing this huge number on the screen, and basically your whole account is at risk. Like, no, there's no need, brother. There's really no need. But yeah, I mean, like, full porting, honestly, if you're starting, it's like literally out of the question. You shouldn't even do that. I think full porting, I mean, if you want to learn the lesson, I mean, go be my guest, right? If you really want to feel pain, I mean, go ahead, honestly. Like, I don't mind. But if you're barely starting off and you want to take this seriously, bro, don't full port. Don't full port. Sure, you can make a lot of money, but in the long run, it's gonna cause you a lot of harm, psychologically and emotionally, bro. And no, 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 no. But anyways, do not full port, and instead, if you're a beginner, only risk 0.5% of your trades. Right now, what does this mean? So, every single trading day, right? You should only risk 0.5% of your account, right? So, for example, if you have a $50,000 challenge, you can only risk 250 a day, meaning that's the max amount of money that you're going to risk within that certain trading day. No matter how many trades you take, as soon as you lose 250 on the day, you're done. Why is this? Why? Because this gives you, in a sense, a drawdown, right? So if you start off at zero, right, and let's say the drawdown on Top Step, for example, for a 50K challenge is 2K, that means that you only have 8 red days to use before you lose the account. And if you put in that perspective, okay, so I can only have 8 red days, right? And that makes you think, okay, I have to be very careful with where I put my money, how I manage my strategy, how I manage my trading, and it puts a lot in perspective, and it places an extra load of responsibility, right? It kind of forces you, in a sense, to take 8+ setups. So yeah, that's what I mean by risking 0.5%. For a $100,000 challenge, it's 500. In this case, you would only have 6 red days available to use, right? Before you reach your $3,000 drawdown limit. And then on a 150K account, you can only do 750, right? This accounts for 6 red days, and 6 red days before you reach your drawdown, which is 4,500, right? So honestly, if you're a beginner, honestly, I would recommend doing anywhere between 0.5 and 1% max. 1% max. Okay. In this case, 1% I think would be 500 here. Obviously, your red days would be much less. $1,000, $100,000 would be $1,000. 1% of that. Then what's it called? $150,000 would be like I think 1.5k. But anyways, if you're a beginner, just risk 0.5k. No question about it. Now, I know a bunch of people have trouble following the rules. Why? Because I feel like so many people want to have that instant gratification and, you know, have everything like now. But you need to understand that, like, sometimes it's not even possible to have everything now, right? In trading, you need to have self-discipline. You need to have self-control. Why? Because as soon as you see that huge drop to the downside or to the upside, and you don't see any confluences that can respect that move for you to take a trade, let's say for the person that doesn't have self-discipline and doesn't see any confluence for that, boom, they're going to start taking on that trade and they're going to become liquidity, right? So sometimes, I mean, what happened with me, I had to use Top Step's risk management settings. And let me actually pull it out, because the the Top Step risk management settings allowed me to kind of like, well, it forced me to follow my rules, and, you know, basically, yeah, pretty much, yeah. So let me show you guys what that is. So on Top Step, right, if you're trading with Top Step, you would have to go to the settings, and then you would have to go to risk settings. Right now, I know there's a lot of things here, so I'm just gonna go and explain these setups one by one, or these settings one by one. So let's go on to the first one. So the personal daily loss limit. What is this? So when you're trading on Top Step, and this not only appears on the Express account, it also appears on the other account, on the Funded or the Trading Combine. The personal daily loss limit is the amount of money that you could lose within a day. Like the maximum amount of money that you can lose in a day, right? I have it at 600 right now. Back then, I also had it at 600. And as soon as, for example, my trading day hit negative $600, my position would be liquidated, and I would be blocked and locked out for the day. And honestly, that saved me a lot of revenge trading. That saved me a lot from, you know, losing my mind and full porting my account after the loss. So yeah, it helps a lot, to be honest with you. And then right now I have my personal daily profit target at 5,000, but back then I had it at 1,200. The reason why I had a cap was because because I had this pretty bad habit of, you know, let's say I make $1,000, right, and then, or $1,200, right, and then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what, let me make some more, and I would, you know, enter again without any more confluences to back up that trade. You know, I was just, in a sense, gambling. But yeah, you know, and then I would lose half of my profits, and then let's say I took another trade, the third trade, I would lose that, and then I would be in the red. So yeah, I would set myself a $1,200 profit target limit, and as soon as I hit those $1,200, I would it would liquidate my account. It would liquidate my position automatically and block me out for the day. And honestly, that helped me a lot from over trading and getting greedy. So, you know, honestly, if I were to recommend it to you to do it, like, bro, like, go ahead, you know, be my guest. It's amazing. It helps you out a lot. And trade limits. This is very, very important if you have trouble over trading. For your trade limits, for me at least, I usually just take 3 trades a day, right? And as soon as I hit that third trade and I close off that position, it locks me out for the day, and I don't get to trade till the next day open. So yeah, these honestly have helped me a lot. Honestly, if you're new and you're barely learning how to trade and you want to maintain yourself at a good standing and be able to keep your account and not full port it and not lose it within 2 days of you buying it, um, go to your risk settings, bro, and set this up ASAP, bro, ASAP, because I don't want you, basically, I mean, I don't want you full porting or, putting your account or, setting a position, and then all of a sudden you start losing, and then it hits your stop loss, you go again, and then you just can't stop. You know what I mean? I would rather have you just have somebody like a robot keep you accountable and stop everything for you. That way you won't go on a spree and, lose everything. I don't know if that made sense, right? I know it's a lot of word salad, but I do apologize. But anyways, yeah, this is what I would use, right? And yeah, I mean, I have some questions here that you guys might probably be thinking, like, what happens when you hit your daily loss limit? To be honest with you, no trading for you. I mean, you're done. You're finito. You're finished. And there is absolutely no way to unlock that. So once you get blocked, let's say once you hit your $600 loss limit, or you hit your profit target and you get locked out, there's literally no way to unlock it. You would have to wait till the next market, the next day open, to trade again, and yeah, that's literally it. You wouldn't be able to unlock it after that. And again, how does this help me? It basically punishes you by locking you out. My bad. For taking stupid trades. So yeah, I mean, this risk management settings kind of like forces you to take A+ setups and forces you to be very careful and very mindful of where you set your position size, or how you set your position size, where you take the trade. So honestly, it just keeps you very, very accountable, right? How do I use it? I already explained that. And then there's something called personal lockout. Let me just show you guys where that is real quick. So this little one right here, manual lockout. So what that is, as soon as you press that button, it locks you out regardless of whether you've reached your daily loss limit or your profit target or not, right? So even if you didn't reach any of those two things and you press that, it locks you out and you can't do anything about it, right? And when would I use the personal lockout? Honestly, I would use it when I would already make more than like $500, and I wanted to, either go again and I wouldn't have any confluence to support it, or whether I was feeling a bit anxious to take another trade, I would just lock myself out. And honestly, that saved me a lot from stupid trades, dumb trades, and that's one of the main things that kind of like made me profitable as well. It got me in the habit of just learning when to walk away, to be honest with you. But anyways, let's go to the next one. The third reason why you may be blowing all your accounts, or you keep on blowing your accounts, is because you don't think about minimizing the red days. You only think about eliminating them. And to be honest with you, man, I mean, nobody's perfect, right? There's not one trader in the world that has a 100% win rate. Like, there's not one strategy in the world that has a 100% win rate. It doesn't matter how many influencers tell you, bro, like, there's literally nothing that can come to, you winning every single freaking day. And in a sense, bro, I mean, like, social media kind of ruined us and kind of like made us comfortable to the idea of winning, right? Because in a sense, social media has become like a trophy case for everybody. That's where everybody posts their wins, their achievements, right? And you want everybody to like see what you've done, and everybody sees everybody's achievements, and they're like, oh man, like, I guess, for example, in trading, if you go into the trading industry, you just see a bunch of green P&Ls. Most of the time you see like, $5,000 in a day, $7,000, $8,000 in a day. But remember, these guys went through hell to achieve those types of results. Like you're not thinking about that. You're only thinking about the positive things, but you're not thinking about what they had to go through in order to achieve that, right? Like, all these things that you see on here, it's not normal, bro. It's literally not normal. These guys had to literally grind and make a bunch of sacrifices to reach these things. Like they still, like, believe me or not, they still have red days, right? But They don't have it as much as we do. You know what I mean? So, shift your perspective or shift your mind from just making money to actually mastering the markets and figuring out where price is going to go. Right? When you're in a trade, try to avoid seeing that dollar, that P&L just moving up and down. Try to avoid it. Try changing the settings where you could just put the ticks instead of the dollar amount, and just focus on seeing where price is going to go. Right? That's the only thing I want you to do. Why? Because it's going to shift your perspective, and you're no longer going to think about making money. You're just going to think about the markets. And believe me, if you try to focus to learn the skill, and if you try to just grind on that, the money will come, bro. Literally, the money will come. Like, I bet if you're new, you're probably thinking like, okay, bro, like, whatever you say, like, bro, trust me, just focus on doing the skill, right? Look at market structure, think about where price is gonna go, think about the draws on liquidity, and think about it as a game, bro. I mean, like, okay, so like, cool. If I have a feeling that price is gonna go here because of this, let's try it out. Boom, and it hits. Great, Think about it as a game. Think about it as like, something that you're trying to figure out. Think about, it's like the final boss in a game. Try it out. And believe me, once you start winning, because, you're putting importance on beating the boss, the money's going to come, bro. Anyways, I think I already explained myself too much about that. So let's go on to the next one. Right. And the last reason why you probably keep on blowing your accounts is because you start going from this strategy to this next strategy to the next strategy, and you're a strategy hopper, bro. Like, honestly. And I want to bet that that you're that one person that thinks like, oh, only this strategy works, and you believe in that, bro. Because up till now, I don't see many influencers say that, right? But like, in the past when I was learning, I would see, oh, this is the strategy that will make you rich, or oh, this is the strategy that made me millions. Oh, this is the only strategy that will help you achieve your goals or whatever, right? And honestly, bro, like that's a myth. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you trade supply or demand zones. You have Steph Trades that does that. It doesn't matter if you trade TGR. It doesn't matter if you trade PB Trading's strategy. Honestly, my strategy is a bit of both, right? They're both pretty similar. But each of these strategies work, bro. Each of them. It doesn't matter, bro. It's the same thing, just different titles. ICT, I mean, you could throw him in there. I don't use that. I don't use what he says or what he teaches. And if you start strategy hopping, right, you're not going to get anywhere. Why? Because you're going to start clouding your mind with a bunch of ideas, and you're going to start overthinking things, and then you're going to start, at the end of the day, you're going to start full porting, and you're just going to stay stagnant. So stick to one person, stick to one mentor, bro. Don't watch videos. Stop watching those videos. Stop, going from mentor to mentor. Stop, watching this guy's video after this guy's video on the strategy. Just stick to one person, bro. Just stick to one person and just watch your growth skyrocket. Believe me, just trust me, bro. Literally, just trust me. But anyways, let me show you guys how I got funded and my rules before we end the video. That way I could show you guys exactly how I did it to pass my funded account. I know I have a friend that was asking me and, was wondering. I think he might be wondering, right? I don't know, but I think this could help him out. So the way I got funded, I'll probably leave my strategy for like another video just to show you guys what I do. Excuse me. But honestly, I just stuck to my rules, bro. I forced it on me, right? So the first rule that I had is I would only trade with 2 contracts max, right? Try to gain some leverage on that. I would only trade with 2 contracts max, nothing more. I would only take 3 trades a day, right? That helped me not overtrade. That helped me kind of choose my trades wisely. I would set my daily loss limit at 600 bucks, right? So every time I would have a pretty bad day, I would only lose 600 bucks, so which is like 0.5 percent of my account. So I was I was Gucci. You know what I mean? Um, my maximum daily loss, no, my maximum daily profit target was 1200. So, you know, even if I hit that and I was eager to take another trade to make more money, it kind of like helped me suppress that greed and made me more aware of that. And honestly, it helped me, you know, kind of like calm down and start prepping for the next day. And yeah, pretty much. And then the last thing that I have on here is before taking a trade, I would always have three confluences or more to support it, right? And once I saw those three confluences, boom, I would take the trade and then set my stop loss, my profit target, and then see where it took me. To be honest with you, and just like that, I mean, I did pretty well, to be honest with you, right? And if you want, we could go ahead and discuss today's trade. Honestly, today was a banger of a trade. Not gonna lie, it was just amazing, bro. Freaking amazing, right? So anyways, let's go on to the full hour time frame, right? So so on here on the 4 hour time frame, I think, what time was it? Because I hopped on like around 8ish. Today's the 25th, 26th. So I hopped around 8ish. So right over here. So when I hopped on, I started noticing that we had done a liquidity sweep right over here, and we started heavily trading to the downside, right? And just for confirmation, I went on to the 1 hour time frame, and I noticed that we did have a order block right here, right? So we had an order block right around this area, and I was like, okay, so first of all, we're going to see if we could test this 1 hour fair value gap right over here, right? And then we're going to test this drawn liquidity right here on the 1 hour time frame, right? And I took a total of 3 trades, right? The first one, I think I took it, let's see. Yeah, the first one, I took it at 827, no, 818, right? I traded a bit of pre-market, right? I entered at 58.27, right? And then I sold at 58.23.25. So right over here. I think I got stopped out, to be honest with you, because I had set a stop limit in profit. And yeah, so I guess if you want to say I took a partial, yes, I did. Right. And again, I was still targeting this drawn liquidity, the 1 hour drawn liquidity. And then the second trade I took, right, same thing. I took it at 832, right? We were having very strong rejection levels. Where are we? Right over here. So yeah, I took another trade, and essentially it went down. I think the maximum it went down was like about 500, 700 bucks. And I started, you know, doing a trading stop loss, and I got stopped out at 125 in profit. And then I took this big trade right here. Yeah. And then it did retrace a bit, to be honest with you. It did retrace a bit, and I got stopped out right here. But hey, you know, we made 1,033, got 3 out of 3 trades won. So to be honest with you, I'm very happy with the result. Again, this is something that is not normal, right? But well, it kind of, it's not that it's not normal. It's more like, I guess I kind of like manage myself. Every time, you know, I would get stopped out, I kind of like would stop and think and wait for price to give me more information about where it wanted to go, and then I would execute again, right? Something I want to show you guys on the last trade, bro. I had set my stop loss right over here at 558.35, and bro, I was so close to getting stopped out, so close, but price reversed and just dumped to the downside. So honestly, I mean, it was just amazing. It was insane, and yeah, I hope you guys took something out of this video. To be honest with you, I tried my best to show you guys how I became profitable, or how I, you know, became profitable, how I didn't blow my account. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good one and see you guys around.